lot of poise tonight. I think even when Charlotte went on their run, is that something that you think has grown in these last 8 games and how tough they've been?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been in a number of scenarios where we've been down 10, up 10, and a lot of those games have come down to the end, and we've handled them, I think, again, with what you said, poise, composure, whatever, very well. And it seems to me we do enough. We go through a spell where we don't score. We keep kind of generating good shots, and I think it's, we kept getting it in there and firing it out and moving it to the next guy for open shots, and then we banged a couple threes to kind of take it right back up to a double-digit lead. And then we make just enough plays on defense, and it gets hard sometimes to guard some of these teams with all this speed and shooting and scoring and stuff, and you go through some stretches where you're not getting some stops, and then we go get about 3 in a row and kind of get control of the game again. But I thought the big thing was we were really ready to go tonight. That was really evident. We came out really ready, adhered to the game plan very well, and shared the ball pretty good early.
2 games, 2 days off.
Got a day off tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Now that these 8 games are over, because we talked about them being against
that's right.
7-1. I mean, do you think just confidence in terms of where the East this year is just so tough? But I mean, just even in the locker room, that you guys can compete.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think we're obviously there's some chemistry building. There's some toughness. We've been put in a lot of interesting situations, and we've seemed to come out okay on the other side of all of them. So, yeah, I think we're growing, and guys are getting better, and we're learning each other a little bit more each night out.
Last one, especially the first half, they threw a couple traps. I think Fred and Gary both just got the ball out of them.
Yep.
So, when you see traps go, do you think that almost kind of excites everyone because they're so good at doing that?
Yeah.
Get something?
Yeah, I don't mind. Getting trapped. My thing is we work on it like almost every day, like where we're supposed to do it from the top or from the baseline or from whatever. And I think you said it. The biggest thing is the guy that's getting trapped's got to get off it quickly and get that one pass out safely. Then normally you're playing 4 against 3, and then you just gotta, you got to make the next play, and that's usually enough. And somebody's got to make the shot at the end of that, right? So. And I think you just do that over and over. You get it out safely, and you make the right play, and you're probably going to beat those a lot of times.
Go ahead, Justine.
Sounds good. We'll start with Doug here.
Hey, Nick, congratulations on the win. I think Friday, OG had a great stretch late in the fourth quarter, and then tonight in the fourth quarter, he really made. He had a 3-pointer, then a steal and a dunk, and guarded really well. What's his ability to take the moment as it comes and really thrive in it?
Yeah, I think he's just hanging in there, Doug, more than anything. I think that in a lot of those games, he's getting some good opportunities because those guys are finding him. And, sometimes he doesn't maybe make them early, or he doesn't get a ton of attempts early, and he just hangs in there, and they keep finding him. And he's, again, when they kick it out to him in the fourth quarter, I'm expecting him to go in. He made a couple of really tough ones, though. He made a tough step back, gets the shot clock there, a couple tough drives. I think he had maybe an offensive putback once or a rebound that really saved a pretty critical possession, kept that one going too. But just hanging in there, I think, Doug. He's hanging in there and staying confident in his abilities.
Well, you're right. I think he missed his first 2 3-pointers within the first 40 seconds of the game, but then he drove the ball, got in and created some contact and took it out Oubre. Is that just a maturation on his part?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're trying to, get these guys to figure out when the time to, if they've got a size and strength matchup, we're trying to find those across the floor when we're playing this, I don't know what we call it, semi-big lineup, right? It's a lot of big wings out there. We kind of got, 3 big wings out there, and usually one of them can get a size and strength advantage. And we need to, take it in there against those and then make the reads from there. But again, I thought he did. He got in there and again kept his composure and played with great strength. And that's you and I have been talking about that here for a couple of weeks.
Great. Thanks very much, Nick. Safe trip over to Oklahoma City.
Thanks, Doug.
And next we'll go to Eric.
Hey, Nick. Congrats on the win. In the fourth quarter there, Chris had 2 box outs, excuse me, where he drew loose ball fouls, one on Plumlee and one on Bridges. We don't have to go back too far where that wasn't a regular occurrence. How satisfying is it to watch him improve some of his weaknesses from whether it's from 2 years ago, whether from the earlier in the year? What's it like to watch that happen in real time?
Well, that's a really good spot by you, Eric, because he is a good rebounder, but he used to do it on kind of just chasing the ball, right? And now, we've asked him to go put his body on people and do it a little bit more. I don't know, I guess fundamentally, to make sure the other guy doesn't get it. And the good thing is he's still getting a bunch. And now, like you said, he's putting his body on those people, and they, think they can throw him out of the way. And he's hanging in there, and well, he's really playing well. And that is a big improvement area for him to go find somebody to hit on when a shot goes up. I thought he was fantastic again tonight, just making, huge plays, block shot, put back, just really played fantastic again tonight.
Just, I mean, when we talk about Raptors development, guys like Pascal and Fred are always going to be near the top of the list. But watching him start from, G League curiosity to, dependable night by night, where does it rank for you? What is the level of gratification there in terms of?
Yeah, it's up there, and I think it goes right in there with those other guys, Eric, for sure. And I it's one of the things that we always say, there's a lot of, not a lot, but a bunch of guys that can have a good game here and there, right? And to really know you've kind of arrived in this league is, can you do it consistently? And I always say that, you're never going to do it 5 out of 5 nights. Nobody plays good every night, right? But where do you fall on that? Or and I would say Chris was like a 2 or 3 out of 5 guy, and now he's become almost a 4 out of 5 guy, which is about what you can do. So he impacts the game positively, 4 out of 5 nights, and that's just come from a lot of different development areas for him. He's become so much better defender, other than just the spectacular block shots. He's really becoming, chasing guys off screens. He's reading the help defensive situations right, and things like that.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Safe travels.
Thanks, Eric.
And next we have Aaron Rose.
Hey, Nick. You guys got outshot by double digits tonight, and I think turned over the ball more than they did. It's the second game in a row where the other team has outshot you guys, and you guys have turned the ball over more. Does it seem like you guys are finding more ways to win games than you were earlier in the season? Offense the other night, you guys stuck with it tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a million ways to win a game. I always say, Aaron, right? And you got to find different ways. Each and every night you get a W in this league, it's always different. You got to kind of, take what's there, and you're never going to be perfect. I agree with you. We turned it over. We had probably 3 or 4, just like the ball slipped out of our hands ones, which we don't have very often. And then I think, they were playing pretty good D and pretty physical. It was one of the things we talked about at halftime was, man, when you put it down, they're really, really reaching for the ball. So you got to protect it and be strong and complete passes and things like that. So give them some credit. They were pretty feisty on the ball defense tonight.
Do you have to remind these guys or that, when you're up 23, that they're going to come back because that's what it's like? And what did you think of their response to the fact that they did come back, but you guys stuck around and didn't let it get too ugly after that, I guess?
Yeah, I don't really remember reminding them, saying some stuff like, hey, they're going to make their run or any of that stuff. I really just try to coach it as it's going. And again, these games in this league change so fast, momentum wise, direction, one direction, another direction, so, for me, I just kind of take it as it comes and try to coach the next possession and get the right guys on the floor, get the ball to the right people and all that stuff, no matter what's happening out there. Aaron.
Thanks, Nick. Safe travels.
Yeah, thank you.
And now we have Lewis from Raptors Republic.
Hey, Coach. Long time no see. I wanted to ask about Pascal's spin move in the second quarter there on Miles. When he first came into the league, it seemed like those spin moves were, his calling card. And then recently, like last year, the year before, it was kind of scouted. Guys were sitting on it. And now it's just been so, like, you can count on 2 or 3 of those every night. I'm curious, how does a discrete move like that go from signature to scouted to signature again?
It's a good question. You came back with a haymaker there, man.
I've had a while to think about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, as you know, he kind of came into the league and it was kind of this cool thing he did. He would drive that thing and spin and be at the rim, and it was kind of just this thing that he had, right? That was kind of his thing. And I don't know. I mean, it just seems like whatever happened there for a while where that didn't seem to be a go-to move for him anymore. Just a lot of it, I think, has to do with just mindset, energy, open floor play, transition, our spacing, personnel on the floor. It could be a number of things, right? But I think it's good to see him back kind of in his groove. Not only with that, but he's playing D and getting rebounds and blocking shots, and he's seeing the floor. I mean, he's really playing well.
And did that one in the second quarter stand out? I mean, he went from like the free throw line to the rim, and you blinked and he was there.
That was a good one. He's doing a lot more of those now. I mean, that's your move there where he spins it at the rim. A lot of times now he's spinning, getting back in front of kind of, the dots or the RA and making a read from there, shooting the jump shot or whatever. You're right. That was a quick one and kind of throwback if from the early days of Pascal.